Hey YouTube, well, it is Jungle Cup this week as a Great League option. There is Ultra League, and I know there are a few of you who play Ultra League. So coming at you with a submission from, I'm guessing Noish, or Nice. Uh, Bellibolt's Corviknight Zygarde. And I have Bellibolt on the lead because what Pokemon do you use? Bellibolt's listed first. What are the movesets on the Pokemon? Bellibolt's listed first, and then I watched the first three battles, and it's Corviknight on the lead all the time. So Corviknight lead looks like Zygarde, Bellibolt in the back. Hey Dan, long time subscriber. I finally got enough cells for my Zygarde complete and wanted to test it out in the Ultra League. 3-2 and 5-0 in these sets. They're long battles, so even though there's 10 battles submitted, I think I only did like 7 or 8 just because they took so long. I let some moves go to test the bulk of each Pokemon, having great success in the Ultra League, and I would recommend this team for gaining Elo. I mean, this is an insanely bulky team. The core of Bellibolt and Corviknight is like the top core in the Ultra League, and their top ranked Pokemon as well. So, not anything unique or like anything that truly is shocking here or unbalanced. It just makes sense. Corviknight against Empoleon, resisting the metal sounds, and can take a Hydro. It looks like you can take at least one more with ease just because that metal sound is resisted. Sand attack is doing super effective, and the payback does land. They're going to get to another move. What was yours? 15. So here's their 20, which you should be able to get to another. No, if you go for the full move, it's going to be, I was going to say, if you go for a payback, depending on like little fast move sneaking through, it would get to another move here. Yeah, so actually they could get a move and take you out, but opting to shield that and farming down. Do burn a shield on that, so I don't love that. It is a Typhlosion. You got to be aware that you're going to get taken out there. Zygarde does resist. It's a dragon. Fire Blast and Thunder Punch are both resisted. They're just farming. I mean, Fire Blast is still going to chip, but obviously Zygarde is so bulky and resisting on the dragon. It's not surprising that you can live that. Dragon Tails are riding up, so just going to go for the crunch here. They do let it go, which is fine. Another Blast Burn will come and it will chip you, but you will obviously live. And what do they have in the back that they're so scared of this? Not great fast move timing. You did 2 fast moves versus their 2 incinerates, which means it was 6 versus 10. So not optimal for the fast move optimization there. They do have a Feraligatr in the back. So going to shield up the first Hydro Cannon, knowing that we just want to start parabolic charging our way through this matchup and boosting our defense. Bellibolt is a very, very bulky Pokemon, and when you start buffing its attack, or defense, it becomes very, very, very tough to beat, as the non-Shadow Hydro Cannon doesn't even do like a third. So, gonna boost our defense for another time. They had to burn that second shield. They will get another Hydro here, but they are gonna need 2 to take you out. And then Zygarde still has some health left. Yeah, they're going to get to a move. So here comes like, what is the 4th Hydro? And this one will take out Zygarde. How much HP do you have? Enough to get the crunch. Crunch should be enough, even though Zygarde is very defensive heavy and not very attack heavy. And it's not enough. Yeah, this Pokemon does not hit that hard at all, but is insanely bulky as the offset. Okay. Poliwrath. Poliwrath has counter and it has access to Scald and Icy Wind. So those are all okay against Corviknight, but obviously the Air Cutters are super effective. Now, Air Cutter is still a garbage move, but do hit super effective and did get the attack boost. So let's see if the next one takes out, because they're not even in the yellow yet. Ice Punch, okay. Ice Punch, Icy Wind has access to both. Get into the next Air Cutter. They take the move, but they get out, so do not see how much damage it did. Already 1 times boosted with the first Air Cutter, so let's just stay in and start spamming to then absorb on Zygarde. I assume everything's fine. Like Dark Pulse is going to do somewhere between a quarter and a third. Here comes another one. Landing the Earthquake, which will be super effective here. No wonder I can only showcase like 7 battles. There's so many bulky Pokemon on this team. You know, ice will one-shot you because you are double weak to it. Dragon's weak to ice, and so is ground. But just letting it go, gonna 2v2 shield the back Pokemon here, and that back Pokemon is a Snorlax. You know, 2100, 2200 ELO range was the submission here. It does have access to Earthquake, so gonna shield up a potential Earthquake. It is just a Body Slam. You did boost your defense once already. Could just shield the next potential move, and well, you got to another one anyway. So I was gonna say you can shield up another one to boost your defense for a second time, but you just did. You know, still could be Earthquake, could be Hyper Beam, could be Body Slam. If it's a Body Slam, yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. There's a reason that these Pokemon have disappeared. Poliwrath is catching. I don't know if I'd undercharge. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. But now you're 3 times boosted. You're going to burn the shield to get 4 times boosted. It's running Outrage, so not even Earthquake. They do have a shield, so I don't know if this is totally necessary, but boosting your defense for the 4th time, I mean, it's mostly just adding insult, but they do just let it go, knowing that they have no chance. Typhlosion, okay, terrible lead. Going Bellibolt as the safe swap here. And it's going to be CMP on this Blast Burn and Parabolic Charge. So opting to shield up a Blast Burn. Going to CMP, so we'll get off the Parabolic Charge. Likely to get a shield back. They'll get to the next Blast Burn before you do. They do actually let it go. And then have to get out of this matchup into a Feraligatr. So not going to want to see these charge moves. So I would expect shields go up very fast here. We'll get to a Hydro, but you are 2 times boosted, and this is a non-shadow Feraligatr, which means it's going to take 2 Hydros to take out from this range. So there's the first one, and they will get to a second one on CMP before you get to the move. And going to shield, I mean, you're at a move, and this could force that second shield or take it out. They do let it go into a Blastoise, so double water in the back, which makes sense why you saw one of them already. And this will likely grab the shield from the Blastoise. Where do you go from here? I assume you go Zygarde, who could just like absorb everything here, and I'm more worried about the Ice Beam on the Feraligatr than I am on the Blastoise. What are we doing here? Did I miss something while I was just... Hydro Cannon comes through. Blastoise got some bulks. Yeah. I don't think an Air Cutter would have taken this out, so I think you had to go with the... But you have another Pokemon, so maybe you just could have chipped it to put it in Dragon Tail range. It's kind of a tricky one. Air Cutter would not have taken out the Blastoise. Payback would have. You did get outpaced. Oh, they are running Ice Beam. That sucks. Are running Ice Beam. And now they get taken out there, and now we have energy, so we'll take out the Blastoise. Feraligatr. A lot of non-shadow Feraligatrs, which is interesting because if this was a couple seasons ago, it was just shadow Feraligatr for everything. Let's see how much the non-shadow does. Not enough to make it take you out in 2. So here comes an Air Cutter, payback bait here. They do let it go. Yeah, that sucks. Everything in the Ultra League. This is why I think in the Ultra League, you almost just have to go straight payback. The Ultra League, everything is so tanky, as we saw here. That Air Cutter, not even a third on Feraligatr. So now that payback finally lands, but at this point, it's going to be close. Do you get the sand attack down? Very close. Florges comes in. Obviously, you have to just stay in this matchup. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want your Zygarde to see this. But at the same time, it's not like Sucker Punch is going to do anything. But you do have Parabolic Charge coming up after. Do take it down to the 50%, which is nice. You know, they made Chilling Water you 2 in a row to try and lower your attack. There's the first one. And I'm assuming a second one's going to come very quickly. Not surprising. This move does a little bit of chip, but more importantly, it does lower the attack. So now your attack is 2 times lowered. Trying to get to the Parabolic Charge. You know, 2 times lowered attack. They don't really need to shield this, even though they're low. They do shield. Okay, kind of interesting. Trying to get off a third one. And you're going to shield. I mean, yeah, it is a bit confusing why they shielded. And maybe you're reading, why would they shield when they probably should have let that go. Your attack is now 3 times lowered, and it does not take out because of it. You may just want to instant swap right now, honestly. Just instant swap into Zygarde. Keep this thing alive. This thing is 3 times lowered. I don't see the point of throwing any move or even staying in. Like, I would have exited but like before. Ooh. You are in trouble. Leaf Blade is neutral on the ground dragon, but you have no charge moves to throw. Crunch is resisted. Earthquake is resisted. Electric is resisted. You have nothing to throw at this thing. Yeah, a stab, Earthquake. Earthquake's a hard-hitting move. You get same type attack bonus on it. Makes sense, but oh crap. Doesn't even take it to the 50% level. Gonna have to try and throw a Crunch just to chip it. Sucker Punch is resisted too, so your fast moves are resisted over on Bellibolt too. They can live anything. They do shield. Don't. Well, okay. They didn't know. What are we doing? Are you that low on Bellibolt? Maybe. Maybe that low on Bellibolt that you had to throw this. Just seems like a wasted shield. Yeah. Honestly, I think you had enough health on Bellibolt. You already grabbed the shield. I think you had enough health on Bellibolt that you could have saved the shield and then tried to get to the Zap Cannon to one-shot, because a resisted Zap Cannon from that range you'll still one-shot. Heck, even a Parabolic Charge, it was pretty low. So I think I probably would have saved the shield. Blast Burn does an insane amount of damage. And you let them get to the move. Ugh, tough. It is just an air cutter. Yeah, you gotta now throw on the Parabolic Charge, but you know, this thing's done its job. It's grabbed a shield. Guja coming in, getting a bit of energy. Corviknight comes in. Dragon Breath is resisted. It has Thunder Punch, and you're down a shield. Let's see how much is. I'm guessing like a third. Oh, just over a third, looks like. It's between a half and a third. Yeah, closer to a third than a half. Dragonite in here. Going to shield up a Payback. Does have access to Thunder Punch now too, this thing. And it's a Shadow. So that does a ton of damage. I know it'd be Dragon versus Dragon, but doing resisted... Well, now just letting them get energy. You know, could it be Dragon Claw? Maybe. It's more likely Superpower. Would you want to take a Superpower? I don't know. I guess I'd rather shield a Shadow Superpower than I would an Aqua Tail or Resisted Thunder Punch from this thing, from Gudra. So I guess that's the right play. Do get a bait off there. I think you have to just try and go Dragon Tail Earthquake. Because you basically... Oh my god, that Aqua Tail did nothing. So getting to the Earthquake, this will do a good amount of chip. And then if it doesn't take out because you're so defensive heavy, maybe a couple of more Dragon Tails. And we saw that Aqua Tail did absolutely nothing. So you're going to live that with ease. Dragonite does come in. Do force its energy. Scared that it was going to get Sand Attack down. So forcing that energy. Going to have a Dragon Tail to take this out. Now having a Crunch to come out of it at that. Really close matchup overall. Scizor, you know, Trailblaze is resisted. Bullet Punch is resisted. They can only go Night Slash. Sand Attack's neutral. Air Cutter's neutral. Payback's neutral. So I would say advantage to you as long as it doesn't boost. because you can start putting your sand attacks, putting a little bit of fast move damage pressure, and then the charge move is obviously going to put some pressure on this Pokemon. Did go Air Cutter and did get the attack boost, which is now going to put a lot more pressure on this Pokemon. Yep. And they shield up the first one to do what? Are they going to try and catch? What are they doing? Maybe they can go back-to-back Night Slashes, but that would just grab one shield, and that still wouldn't even take out. And now you're at another Air Cutter because you just outpace with the 998s versus the 10s. This is a really rough matchup for Scizor. I do not know why they're staying in here. I do not know why they're double shielding. You're going to shield because you just think you can get to another move and take this out before they get to a move. And you take a shield advantage and switch. So Scizor goes down. I have no idea why it's staying in that matchup. Typhlosion. Okay, so Zygarde's the answer. Are they actually double fire in the back? I would lose my mind. Why wouldn't you have such a good answer to the Corviknight? Would you stay in like the worst matchup of all time? Gyarados. You know, even Gyarados has a way better matchup than Corviknight. I don't like staying in. Gonna shield up a Crunch. Parabolic charges, double super effective on the water, and super effective on the flying, which means this is probably gonna one-shot. Typhlosion comes in. Even if it has Blast Burn, it's a non-shadow, and then you just boosted your defense, which means you're in pretty good shape to live this. As long as they can't get to another one here, you will take it out. And there it goes. Annihilape. So I've played this matchup out in the Great League. And it's tough for Annihilape because one Air Cutter put you pretty low. And we're throwing a neutral payback over a super effective Air Cutter because the one-time Air Cutter is actually super effective. We throw the non-super effective move. They close combat and then bail into Empoleon. I would assume we're going to shield up the first Hydro. Makes sense when you're going to boost your defense immediately here. Metal Sound as a steel is resisted on electric. Parabolic Charge is obviously super effective. They're just going to sacrifice this. I think that's kind of smart. And going to double shield. Interesting. Opting to double shield the Hydro Cannon. I mean, I guess when you have Zygarde, you have that flexibility to make this move. And now 3 times boosted. Sucker Punch is neutral because they're half ghost. They do shield the first one here. They may get to a close combat and bail, but I don't know what's in the back, so maybe we will find out. But you're 3 times boosted, so even if they do land this close combat, oh my god. it does like a quarter. Holy smokes. And now we're 4 times boosted, and this is when this Pokemon can just get stupid. And those Incinerates are going to do almost nothing as a 4 times boosted Pokemon. They do have a shield, so you will grab that last shield here. You might just want to catch on Zygarde if you want. I guess you can just stay in and force them to throw since they can't incinerate you down because you're 4 times boosted. There's the fly. Not surprising you live as a 4 times boosted electric, but they do take you out. Zygarde comes in. Even if it has Brave Bird, does not matter. Crunch, unlikely to take out from here, but they need essentially a Brave Bird and a Fly to take you out. I don't even know if 2 Flies take you out, quite honestly, from a non-Shadow Talonflame. Here's the first one. Not even close. Not even close. They have to go Brave Bird, and even a Brave Bird from this range probably does not take out. And it does not. Wow, what a stupid Pokemon. I don't even know how many cells I have. Okay. Trevenant, not as amazing of a lead as you think it would be. You have 2 super effective moves, which is nice. Shadow Claws are neutral, and Shadow Ball is neutral as well. While your Sand Attack is resisted. So if they potentially shield this up, they're going to put some pressure on you. They do not shield it up, so that is huge. And now getting to the Air Cutter, once that payback is at least super effective there, unlike the last matchup where it was neutral. So I could see going for the harder hitting move here. this point, you just let it go and come Bellibolt and Sucker Punch your way down here. And you take them out. You have energy. And it is a Swampert in the back. So trying to catch a move and get met with a Charm Sylveon. Oh, that's tough. So losing alignment on the front ends up being tough here because now you have a Dragon on a Fairy and an Electric on a Mud Boy. So they're out of move. Going to Shield, hoping to get to that second Earthquake here. Oh, and you let them get to another move. It is just a Psy Shock, so you live, but don't love taking that chip. Just makes it an easy Hydro Cannon range for you now. Both instant swap. Here comes the Parabol Charge. It is single resisted. Oh my god, that did nothing. Sucker Punch is neutral though, right? There's the positive. Hope it has just Hydro and there's the Earthquake. That's game over. You know, you could have maybe in Ultra League the recommended moveset on Swampert is Earthquake, or maybe people just in this range don't TM away their thing. Ever since Swampert got Sludge, that has been the recommended moveset. You know what? The more I think about it, the more I would want Earthquake in the Ultra League. You know, you got Giratinas and stuff. So it doesn't really make sense to have Hydro Sludge on this thing. And that is why the recommended moveset is Earthquake. Yeah, given the meta, I don't think it makes a ton of sense to have Sludge. Like you got Empoleons too that you need Earthquake for. You got Jellicents that need Earthquake. So yeah, I guess Earthquake does make sense on the Swampert. Man, these battles are forever. Not surprising given how bulky these two Pokemon are. Still kind of a tough to watch and tough to play against. This is why a lot of people don't like Ultra League. We got what, a level 50 Corviknight here. At least that had a community day. Bellibolt does not actually need a lot of XLs. It needs like, I think it gets up to like level 42, but it is very bulky. And then Zygarde is obviously just those Zygarde cells or whatever they're called. Hidden. I just wish that you would get a Zygarde cell every single time you did a route. I've been walking more in the mornings outside, and I've been trying to do routes every single morning. And it's maybe 60% of the time I get a cell. The other 40% of times I don't get cells, which is very frustrating to do a route. And then out of like 5 days and 2 out of 5 days you don't get anything for it. It just makes me not want to try to even get it. I just wish they would guarantee that for doing the route, but they do not. Anyways, not seeing a Zygarde up for me anytime soon, that's for sure. Hope you're having a good weekend. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.